And it looks like we're live. Let's see, usually we can get a confirmation. Just have my team checking, making sure our tech check is all good to go. I think we are good to go. Awesome. All right, here come our guests. Here comes everyone. Taking a second to let everyone into the room. So welcome everyone to our visibility party. This is part of the Visibility30 challenge. Feel free to use this chat. I will tell you the chat is fire during these events. There's so much connection and love happening in this chat. So that is the reason to come to these events live, because that doesn't stay up. That only happens in this one live hour. So feel free to pop in the chat where you're tuning in from. We tend to get really global audiences, multiple countries from around the globe participating on a regular basis. And really the whole focus and point of this is to 20x your network, your potential power partners, connections in just 1 hour of your time. So we will be moving quickly because we want to honor everyone's time and really take advantage of this time together. So already I'm seeing from LA to New Zealand to Dallas, Michigan, Idaho, wow, Mexico, fantastic, from all over. Beautiful. Okay, so as you know, I'm Heather Burgett, your host, and it's my mission to help purpose-driven and heart-centered business owners and creatives to get visible, right? So they can increase their impact, their income, their influence, and do what they're here to do, get their message out into the world in a bigger way. So that's why this was born. I wanted a platform to help my clients, my community, my peers, my sisters in business to reach more people and do it in a fun, different way. So that's what was sort of the impetus for the Visibility30 challenge and hosting these visibility parties. And really at the end of the day, we're talking about visibility plus connection equaling currency. Now, before we dive into meeting our 20 speakers today, I want us all just to take a quick moment to honor what is happening in the world, because there's a lot of upheaval happening. And one of our speakers today, actually one of our own sisters in business and clients, Katarina Morcacova, was supposed to be with us today. She's over boots on the ground. She's in Prague and has actively been helping Ukrainian refugees. And she was supposed to be here today, but had to take her mother to the emergency room. So she sent me something to share. And I asked her if she could put a list together for us so that we can all use our voices, this platform, our platforms today to help Ukrainians in need. And I'd love to read what she sent. And I will say also, I had the honor of a couple years ago doing some support for former Ukraine Prime Minister Yulia Tymoshenko for the documentary about her life and struggles in Ukraine. The documentary was called Believe, if you want to check it out. And she said yesterday, Ukrainians have enough strength to defend themselves, but the international community must do its part. And Ukrainians, our children and families, are going through most difficult times right now. And when I asked Katarina, how it's going and what are her thoughts, what can she share with us? Because we've got almost 2 million people, men, women, and children as refugees right now. And the numbers are growing massively, very quickly. And Katarina said, in the presence of the danger coming from Putin, I'm heartbroken to not being able to share this space with my sisters today and spread love and help making women understand how strong we are. I want my US sisters to understand women in Ukraine nor Russia want this war. My friends in Moscow are worried about their sons being arrested just for exercising a simple right they should have, a right to freedom of speech. My friends from and in Ukraine don't want to give up their right for freedom out of fear of living under the tyrant for years to come. Both sides struggle being paralyzed and not having freedoms we have in the US. But only love and hope can solve this. Love of a mother, love of a woman, love of a wife is stronger than fear that manipulates one little man in power, not wanting to see his power, that his power will come to an end. So she sent me a list of local organizations that she knows of that are in need to support the refugees. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to share those links in the chat. So today, you know, using your voice, your energy, whatever you can do to take a stand for what you believe in, we wanted to just make sure that everyone has resources that they can use and share to take a stand of solidarity with the people of the Ukraine. So this is, again, like when we're talking about visibility and your purpose and taking a stand, like all of these things, like that's why we want to have the visibility as influential leaders in our spaces. It's up to us to use our platforms when we have something that we want to share with the world and that we believe in. Okay, so as many of you know, also know, I share a lot about my grandparents. 3 of the 4 enlisted in World War II. So I'm very passionate when it comes to overcoming evil and tyranny in the world. So let's all just take a deep breath into that. Yeah, a lot happening on our planet right now. So you're all here today because we're looking at spreading our messages further. We want to connect with more people in an authentic way. And to our speakers, to our audience, we're going to have a really incredible power hour right now where you're going to hear from 2 minutes from each speaker, sharing who they are, whom they serve, one hot visibility tip of what's working now for them. And if they have time and want to, they can ask, have one ask. And then don't worry about sharing bios or links. We'll be doing that in the show notes, the description, and the chat. So the speakers, really, we just are here to give them our full attention. And if you have anything for them, go ahead, and all of that, you know, has to happen in the chat just because we don't have time for crosstalk. Okay, let's see. Also, just to remember, you can hop over to, for the after party, our Facebook community is where everyone goes after to stay connected, because obviously this Zoom goes away when we're done. So we will also have the replay available on various channels. So we'll share that with you as well. And we're also going to do trivia at the end. So make sure you stick around to the end. Okay. So with all that being said, can we all, let's just all come off mute and get, I want to hear some of your voices and just have a moment to bring everyone into the room here. Everyone, feel free to take yourself off mute, make some noise. We're getting started.
Hello.
Thank you.
Hey,
Hi, everybody.
so good to be here with you all.
Yes.
It's amazing.
See you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. And so with that, we're going to jump right into our first speaker. We have the lovely Elizabeth Ocean Beads.
It's a recent transition. I got married last year, so I'm still getting used to it too. Hey, everybody. So Heather, are we just jumping right in? Like 2 minutes start now?
Yeah,
let's go.
We've got a 2-minute timer. You'll hear a little ding when your 2 minutes are up, and we'll just keep rolling through.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be here. So just thank you so much, Heather, for putting this together from all of us, standing in visibility. We owe it to you because you're amazing. And I just want to check in with everybody who's watching and everybody who's here. Do you know that visibility is important to you? Nod your heads if it's a yes, or put a yes in the comments down below. It's important because of everything that's going on in the world. Just like Heather was saying in the beginning, we need your voices and your messages seen and heard in the world more than ever before. So I'm so excited to be here with all of you. And as Heather said, I'm Elizabeth Ocean. I'm CEO of Women's Holistic Business Academy. And in my 30 plus years as an entrepreneur and as a leader, I've been helping women get visible and get their businesses online. I specifically help spiritual coaches, wellness entrepreneurs, transformational mentors to impact lives and to make a difference for people and to make money doing what they love. So we're in super intense, uncertain times. And I believe that it's time for things like this to be happening. Thank you, Heather, for women to rise and make a difference together without ever feeling overwhelmed. So that's why I do the work that I do. Now, this is my first one, Heather. Do we give everybody a gift here, or is that for later?
We'll put that link in the chat so you can just focus on, like one hot visibility tip. And if you have an ask from the community.
Okay, perfect. So my hot visibility tip for you all is when you're getting online and you're thinking, I need to get online and I need to reach people. And what comes up is all the fear and all the, who am I to do it? And I'm not good enough to be seen. My hot visibility tip for you is to remember that it's not about you. It's about the people who need your message. It's the people whose lives are going to be transformed by what you have to offer. So when you get in your head and you think like, I don't look good enough, I don't sound good enough, I don't know what to say, remember it's not about you, and be of service to people. It's so important. It's why I do the work that I do to serve all of you. It's why I have the free gift that Heather's going to put in the comments, because I want to teach you all how to be more confident on video.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you, Elizabeth. Right on time, as always. So Elizabeth, everyone, is someone who I think is absolutely incredible, and someone I mastermind with on a regular basis. And if you feel at all compelled to connect with her, go ahead, grab that link in the chat there and stay connected with Elizabeth. Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you so much, Heather. Thanks, everyone.
Wonderful. Okay, we have next up the lovely Sarah Blake.
Hi, everyone. I'm joining you all from Perth in Australia. It's very early in the morning and I don't want to wake up my kids, so fingers crossed. But it's really interesting with the environment that we're dealing with now. It's hard to get away from conflict. It's everywhere and it's having a big impact on people's lives. My business is conflict. And I'm guessing you've all felt overwhelmed at some stage about the confusion, difference, what to do with those hard conversations. But you might not know that 43% of CEOs rated conflict management skills as their biggest need. And we also know that in the US, conflict is costing us more than $359 billion annually. And then we have the cost of reputation, health, and relationships. My job as an award-winning conflict strategist and mediator is to help empower leaders to overcome conflict barriers. And I do this by helping you lean into hard conversations, to discover clarity and commit to action. As a mediator and conflict strategist, I bring over 26 years experience and I'm a second generation practitioner. So I love what I do. And I want to say that even when you're feeling confused, I can help you find that hope and shift your mindset to better solutions. So what is my hot visibility tip? Look, I had so much I wanted to say, but it really is about building momentum through making connections and authentically putting yourself out there. But not just putting yourself out there everywhere. I want you to do it strategically, because we can't be all things to everyone and we can't be everywhere. So your value lies in putting your energy into the places that align, that resonate, and that enrich you. I hope that you can take from that a capacity to breathe through what can be really confusing as you step out into this world and really embrace your full power. Thanks.
Yay, let's give some twinkle fingers to Sarah. Well done, Sarah. And Sarah's someone I met in an Irish castle a couple years ago. We have someone else coming shortly, also from the castle. So that continues to be a wonderful experience of just aligned connections that, keep on giving. So I'm so happy to have you in my circle, in my sphere, Sarah. Thank you. And go ahead.
Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead, click on her gift in there. That's wonderful. She is a master award-winning mediator. So please don't miss out on her free gift. Thank you, Sarah. Okay, we have coming up the lovely Rebeccah Silence. Hi, Rebeccah, welcome.
Well, hi, everyone. Heather, thank you for having me. I am Rebeccah Silence, professional hope dealer, media personality, and emotional healing coach. My mastery and specialty is around getting emotionally free and clear. I'm a cancer survivor. I'm an incest survivor. I got out of a domestic violence marriage with a 2-year-old 17 years ago. And what I've learned from my history and life experience and thousands of clients over the years is that healing is possible. And that is my third company, is called Healing is Possible. And the message is that we can be emotionally free, clear, and healed regardless of circumstances, truly getting beyond mindset, strategy, and managing our way through our lives. And I like to say, I work with the difference makers. I work with the ones that see what life could be. And my hot visibility tip for you is to get really responsible for being the force that makes your vision and your mission and your difference come to life. No one can do it for you. You can get guidance, you can learn, you can read books, but you've got to be the one putting one foot in front of the other, moving through all of the emotions that can get stuck and toxic and in your way. I think the only thing in the way between where you want to be and where you want to go is stuck emotion. And we can get through that. And that's how we make our difference. I would love to invite all of you to support me with my new book that will be published in October through Health Communications Incorporated. Get the message out there that healing is possible. The book is called Coming Back to Life. If you are willing, we go pre-sale this week or next to spread the word about this message. It would mean so much to me, and anything I can do to support any of you difference makers, I'm here for it. And Heather, thank you so much for all you've done for me.
Thank you, Rebeccah. And yeah, disclaimer, Rebeccah is a client, someone who I've worked with, and she is someone I talk about all the time in my community because she took visibility tips and strategies and just set herself through, put herself through the stratosphere with all the work she implemented. And congratulations, the new book coming out. That was just such a beautiful evolution and journey to watch that come to fruition. So thank you, Rebeccah. Thank you for being here.
Thank you all.
Okay. We have next up, Dr. Kelly. Are you here? Yes, she's here. Hi, Dr. Kelly.
Hello, hello. It's so great to see so many familiar faces. Fantastic. So I'm the Worth and Wealth Alchemist. And you know that moment where you've been on a sales call and you've established this beautiful connection with another person, and then they say, I'll think about it. And your heart drops down and you're thinking, oh no, and you're scared and you don't quite know what to do. And you end up wrapping up the call and there is another prospect gone. And I know exactly how that feels. And so as a Worth and Wealth Alchemist, I help women, I empower them to really own their worth from the inside out so that they truly can make more money, they can close more sales, and they can have so much more joy in their freedom business. So, you know, the ideal woman that I love to work with is one, she knows she's gifted. She gives so much, and yet she has a really tough time when it comes to the conversations around money and pricing and packaging. Those are the women that I love to serve. And so one hot visibility tip that I have to share is to really, when you're on camera and you're connecting, to shine, like be all of you, because people will remember how you made them feel and how you show up, much less about what you say. So that really is my tip. It's about your energy and who you be, and to really own your gifts. And a quick ask would be, I am loving doing speaking for small groups and masterminds, and also for stage events. So if any of you have an event with a bunch of women gathering like this, I would love to support them. And as far as a free gift, I've got 5 steps to overcome objections in a very feminine way. So I guess the link's there. And thank you so much, Heather, for having me.
Oh, wow. Wonderful. Great timing. You can see how we have such masterful experts here today. Thank you for speaking your message so clearly. Love you, Dr. Kelly. Thank you for being here. And everyone, go ahead, grab her link. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. We have, okay, next up, Robyn Smith. Welcome, Robyn.
Hello, thank you for having me. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we're good to go.
Coming from sweaty Costa Rica with a broken air conditioner. So, so good to be here. Thank you so much for gathering us, Heather. And I call myself a conscious relationship and trauma coach for professional women who are struggling in their personal relationships. And through my signature program, I help them unwind the trauma and the unhealthy patterns that they have so they can feel more ease and flow in their relationships and enjoy longevity and joy and connection in their partnerships. And for me, I just feel so passionate about that because I feel like our relationships are the bedrock of our lives. When we don't have healthy and functioning relationships, it's really hard to function in our work and in our parenting and even in our play. It's hard to have fun. So when we can get our relationships lined up and we feel connected and held in the way that we all deserve to, then everything else, we can glide a lot more through life. So that's my passion and what I love to help especially women with. And for me, a hot visibility tip is to keep showing up and to show up, as others have said, really authentically, to share from my heart and to share the wisdom that I really want to give and to not hold back with that. And what I have found, especially with Instagram and in my Facebook group, is that women really are drawn to like me being me and me being authentic and giving them these incredible tips. And they're like, I want more of that. How can I work with you? So that's the nutshell version of what I have to offer today, is just keep showing up and show up giving your best stuff, and people will align with you and find you and want more. And as far as if I had an ask from you, it would be for women in the space. Is that it already?
Go ahead.
To join my Healthy Relationships Sisterhood Facebook group. It's totally free and just a great place where I keep offering those free trainings about trauma and healing your relationships. So
Beautiful. What's the name of the group?
Healthy Relationships Sisterhood.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And my link is different, and you'll see that in the chat. But
yes,
yeah.
We've got a link here, how to avoid the 3 biggest relationship mistakes. Thank you, Robyn, another one of my mastermind sisters. And thank you for piping in all the way from Costa Rica. And I'm so happy you've landed and settled in your new home.
Thank you. Feeling
you.
good. Appreciate it.
Beautiful. Okay, we have got next up the lovely Ashley Cook. Welcome, Ashley.
Hi, Heather. Thanks so much for having me and all these amazing people here. I'm so excited to be part of it. I am a copywriter and a copy coach. So I help impact focused entrepreneurs write the words that sell their online programs. So I mostly work with women coaches who are in the emerging stages of their business, those who want to make an impact with what they do. And my goal is to help you stand out online and write copy that you feel good about so it can reach your ideal audience and help to sell out your programs. So when I think about my one hot visibility tip, and most everyone has hit on it so far, it's writing in a way that feels aligned. It's writing copy, writing words that you feel good about. So many times we feel like we should be doing something, that we should download this template, copy what so-and-so are doing, or follow this latest trend. But what happens when we do that is we start to lose ourselves along the way. We start to lose our unique voice and really what makes us different and makes us stand out. And we start to feel like everyone else. And when that happens, we actually start to dread writing, so we become inconsistent, we don't show up, we don't serve our audience, all those things. So how can you actually start to write copy that feels more aligned or feels good to you? 2 ways that you can start kind of reconnecting in with yourself is getting specific and connecting into emotions. So if you're sharing a story about you with your audience, let them know what you felt. How did your heart feel? How did your body feel? Get specific. People really resonate and can relate to those specifics. If you're, writing about how your services help, connect into the emotion of it. How will the transformation that you bring translate into their lives? How will that make them feel? Writing specifically into that is really powerful and can help you to refine your voice in a sea of shoulda, woulda, couldas. So that would be my hot visibility tip. One ask, I would love to connect with female entrepreneurs. You can friend me on Facebook. You can download my free gift that they're probably already dropped the link into, but I'd love to connect with you. I love making referrals and connecting people to other people too. So I would love to get to know what you do. And that's it.
Yay. Thank you, Ashley. And Ashley, I am proud to also announce, is one of our Shine Online Mastermind coaches in our community. And most of you know that I don't just bring anyone into my communities. So she is a rock star when it comes to copywriting. So please check her out and stay connected. Thank you, Ashley. Awesome. Welcome, welcome to, we have our next guest, VanessaFerraro. Hi, Vanessa.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much, Heather, for putting this together. I just feel so blessed of just listening to all these amazing women and such a collective on such an important day. I'm so honored to be here. My name is VanessaFerraro. I am a Tao certified master teacher with Tao Academy. I'm the founder of Soulfully Aligned Publishing House and Soulfully Aligned Inc. I'm an international best-selling author, and I'm also the creator of the Wealthy Goddess movement, which is actually closing today. I'm that weird thing. I'm the entrepreneur that decided to take the job. My spiritual teacher called upon me in October of last year and offered me the commercial director position of his global company with 12 centers around the world. And it was one of those moments where my heart said yes, and my mind was like, how am I going to do this? I have 3 businesses. I have 20 private clients. I have a team of 9, and I just took a full-time job. And what I wanted to share in my contribution around anyone who may be listening is the path to service, the path to visibility, the path to wealth, the path to power, the path to healing, to self-fulfillment, embodiment is through service. My best visibility coach tip for anybody is center yourself before you go live and pick one person in your mind that you're speaking to. I think we get lost and confused because we're trying to talk to everyone. Just pick one person, whether that's a version of you that existed before that you've healed, or your soulmate client, or your dream client. Just pick one person and talk to that one person through the screen. Don't get distracted by all of the other people, not even the lovers or the haters. I don't pay attention to either, really. I just keep serving. So connect to your heart, connect to your soul. I always connect to my soul first. I connect to the soul of everybody. And I ask Source to just speak through me. And that's pretty much how I am able to really resonate. So I am so grateful for this time. I didn't have much of a gift because I am closing my business to venture on to new things. So my free gift is access to my Facebook group, where we are going to be giving everything, all my programs and courses away for 90% off as a big blowout sale before we close the doors. So everything from copy to visibility to leadership development, money healing stories, it's all there. So if that interests anyone, I very much look forward to meeting you. And thank you to Heather again for inviting me. This has been awesome. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. And congratulations on such a big move and such a
it's so crazy. Thank you.
I met through the Clubhouse days last, I guess it was 2021. So it's so great to get to play with you on a virtual stage again, where we actually get to see each other. So, so happy to have you here, and congratulations on your next step. Thank you. Beautiful. All right. We have, let's see, we have, oh yes, and also just acknowledging that it is International Women's Day. I think we all are aware of that. So obviously it's a very special day. Our last party was on 2/22/22. So I think we're making this a habit of kind of having cool days to celebrate. So welcome. We've got our next guest, Carlis Sampson, also known as Carlisi I, and so happy to have you here today.
Thanks, Heather. And yes, let's all just take a moment and celebrate International Women's Day. It's one of my very favorite days, celebrating women almost every day I celebrate women. I'm the founder and CEO of my online brand called FemGenius, where I am here to be of service to the rise of the feminine genius on this planet. And I do this in a very multidimensional way, as many of us do. And I serve very multidimensional women. I'm so blessed to serve some of the most magical women in finding voice, finding our own unique genius, our own unique way of experiencing and expressing in the world, and doing that by taking all of our mini streams of genius and bringing it into what I call the signature brand. And so I am a signature brand coach and consultant, and most recently I am now diving into the back end of female leaders and their businesses, and bringing their signature essence into their brand and bringing that into another level of visibility. And so if there's one tip that I would love to bring into this space here today, it's breath. Like, that's for me the most sweetest and most beautiful way to find my confidence and serve other women. Breath and body. If our breath and our body are in alignment with who we truly are, visibility becomes easy. It becomes so effortless because it's in alignment. And so the more that we can focus in on those deep breaths as we're serving, the more we can focus in on our body expanding into the sensual, expressive, feminine way that it wants to express. Visibility is second nature to those who tune ourselves. And so with that being said, you're very welcome to find my magnetic brand genius archetype quiz. I have a quiz available for you guys for free. And so would love to connect with you beautiful beings, and blessings.
Thank you. You're getting so much love in the chat, as are all of you, by the way. So make sure you're checking the chat when you're speaking and after you're speaking. Talk about the queen of embodying her brand, right? As a lot of you are saying, it's almost like you dance when you talk, and it's like poetry. So as also someone who's a performing artist, like, you bring it every time. We're so happy to have you here. Thank you so much. Mwah.
Thanks, Heather.
Kisses for Carla. Okay, we have next up the lovely Meilani Wenska. Hi, Meilani. Welcome.
Hi there. So I am a working artist, and I have an online business which has sold over 2,300 art prints online. And I'm also an award-winning screenwriter, filmmaker, and actor. And my latest film just premiered at the Chinese Theater and won an award for Best Sci-Fi Short. So I'm serving art lovers and hopefully cable networks in the future. And, you know, all my life, I have always either been doing art or finding some sort of artistic expression. And for me, you know, doing any of these things really satisfies my soul. And my hot visibility tip is meeting people in person, because I go to film festivals, and for a while they were online, but I went to one in person, and meeting people in person was just so much more satisfying. And, you know, the important thing is creating authentic connections. People can really see who you are and what you're after. And so it's just so important to be really authentic, and just really have a genuine desire to connect, and also to be aligned when you're doing it. You know, because then the people that you are aligned with are just drawn to you. My ask is, you know, I hope that we can connect. And I want to know what kind of art people like, what kind of art people want to put on their walls. And I also want to know what excites people about their favorite TV shows, because I'm always looking to see what is more current and how our human race is evolving. My online store is Mayflower Art on Etsy.com, and I always have a 30% sale running, so check it out.
Thank you, Meilani. Another client that we're so happy to have here today. you know, we always try to give extra visibility, of course, to our clients as well. And an award-winning, thriving, working actor and filmmaker, and also graphic artist. And yes, the art on your Etsy store is beautiful if anyone wants to go check that out. So thank you so much for being here today, Meilani. Lots of love. Okay. We have next up another client, Nora Pleasant. Welcome, welcome.
Hi, everyone. It's so cool to be with so many amazing women on this fabulous, important day. I am Nora Pleasant, and I'm a writer, a lawyer, a mother, an award-winning women's advocate, entrepreneur, and a coach. And for the past 40 years, I've been supporting women in their personal and professional lives. I spent the first 20 years of my career as a lawyer, as a sex crimes prosecutor, and then as a criminal tax lawyer. And I had my first child 30 years ago and started one of the very first networks for women in business and law trying to balance family and career. 20 years ago, I founded a legal staffing company and built the company to over 30 million in revenue and sold that company a year ago. And everything was amazing on the outside, but less so on the inside. I was anxious, constantly worried, overwhelmed, and exhausted. I was raising 4 children on my own, in addition to being a very driven lawyer. And I found meditation and realized how dangerously close to burnout I was and had been for many years. I know firsthand what really happens when we push ourselves to the limit, taking care of everyone and everything else around us, but forgetting to take care of ourselves. I now work with individuals, groups, and companies to help prevent burnout, stay focused, and true to your deepest values. I host women's wellness events and retreats. And during COVID, I began writing a newsletter providing comfort to people in this crazy time of loss and difficulty. And the newsletters really resonated with people and became a guiding light for so many that I was asked to put them in a book. And my new book, Be Still and Soar, just came out last week. It's a bestseller. And so I'm very excited. And my visibility tip is to rethink what visibility is, as opposed to thinking it's salesy and fakey, which was true for me. I realized that I was who I needed all those years ago, and therefore that's what I want to give to others, is the love, the comfort, the committed person to help you become really, really in touch with yourself and to avoid that kind of exhaustion and overwhelm that so many of us, particularly women, experience. So it's very, very wonderful to be among so many incredible women.
Thank you, Nora. That was wonderful. Also another client that I love, and she has such an incredible story, but she's sharing in her new book. So everyone go ahead, check out her link, stay connected with Nora, especially if you're really wanting to get into more of a mindfulness and meditative practice in your life. All right. Thank you, Nora. Let's see. Okay. We have next up, Olive Murphy. Welcome, Olive.
Need to unmute. Hi, everybody. Greetings from Ireland. It's absolutely lovely to be here. And thank you so much, Heather, for having me amongst you all. It's lovely to hear all your fabulous stories. And a virtual hug to each and every one of you. Well, my name is Olive Murphy, and I'm a career performance coach. And I empower my clients to make the most of themselves and their careers through the principles of neuroscience, emotional intelligence, and well-being. A bit like Nora, I actually organise mindfulness and wellbeing retreats, and we have our first ones this year on the fabulous Lake Como, not too far from Mr. Clooney, and they're in Italy this year, and we're really looking forward to kicking those off. My clients are a lovely eclectic mix of women, and for me, it's really about supporting them to develop the confidence to use their voice, their brand, and above all, their presence to maximize their potential. Whether it's working for corporates or whether it's within their own business, to me, it's an absolute joy to be a part of their journey. With regards to visibility, for me, a lot of what I was going to say has actually been said, but I think the one thing I can add is to leave the people that you work with an impression of increase. You know, the late Bob Proctor, who passed away, he had that saying that was one of his, you know, mantras. And for me, it's something that I hold very dear to the people that I work with. It's to tap back into your existing clients, to constantly be giving to them, and to have that mindset of giving rather than getting. And for me, it's absolutely key with regards to getting your recommendations and referrals for business. So with regards to an ask, I just would love to link in with all of you. And if anybody's in that career space, it would be lovely even to further have conversations there. But just want to say thank you all so much. It's lovely to be part of all of this. And thank you so much, Heather. It's amazing to get us all here on such a special day as well. So to celebrate all of us women and all the things that we do.
Thank you so much. And I'm glad we're getting a chance to meet. The Northern Ireland connection continues to expand and grow.
Absolutely.
So, yes. And hopefully, I hope to get back there at some point. So we'll get to meet in person, hopefully in the future as well. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we're just so happy to have you here sharing your gifts as well. So thank you, Olive. Okay, we have next up Siddiqui Ray. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I cannot stop smiling. I'm so overjoyed to be here, Heather. Thank you. And I don't know if anybody else here is intuitive, but when I get a hit, I get chills and I have to pee so bad because this whole time I'm like just chills with everybody, everything is saying. Spirit of full disclosure. I actually don't really want to talk about me and what I do because I don't really feel like it's relevant, but I will say that I am on a mission to help 10,000 women unmute themselves so that we can be seen, be heard, and be ourselves. Because as an award-winning photographer, I have photographed the Dalai Lama 15 times. And I always think, like, what would the Dalai Lama say? And he would say, like, we have to speak up and speak out. And I just see that everybody here is so passionate about helping other women and men be themselves and be visible. And all I have to say is, like, that's exactly what we need. And it's just a privilege to be around other leaders that feel the same. And my tip is, like, don't take yourself out. Don't let your clients take themselves out by asking, like, why me? Why me now? Why not now? You know, why not now? So I'm taking a stand for us using platforms like social media to make a ripple of impact, to really make a ripple of influence and focus on that more than ROI, what we're going to get out of it. And I'm really taking a stand for us to be real and raw and relevant in our posts and be the leaders that shapeshift and transmute the suffering of the world by just standing up and being ourselves and doing that for our clients and saying, you are enough, you have enough. We just need you to get out there more and shine your light in the world, which is what everybody has said. And Heather, thank you so much for giving us this opportunity. I'm so inspired, and it's amazing to know I'm not alone. I'm not the only one that has this calling to help women stand up and stand out online. So thank you.
Thank you, Sid. You always share your heart so beautifully. Let's all just take a minute and breathe in and give some breath and love to that message. So powerful. Thank you, Sid. All the way from New Zealand. And yes, someone was asking if they could get that shirt. I know you have those available somewhere, so check
You
them
can.
out.
I'm doing an event. March 21st is called Unmute Yourself Live, and I will put the link in the chat. And yes, you can absolutely get the shirt at cost. I just want to start a movement of women unmuting themselves, so I'm happy to get you the link to that shirt as well.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Sid. Big kisses, mwah, kisses and hugs all the way to New Zealand. Oh, beautiful. Okay, we have next up Gary Smith. Welcome, Gary.
Hey, how are you today?
Doing great.
Outstanding, outstanding. Well, thank you so much for having me on today. I'm so excited by what I've heard, and the passion that is here is just amazing. So hopefully I can add a little bit to that. My name is Gary Smith. I'm a business consultant, business and personal coach, an author and a speaker. But my real focus is that in the consulting and coaching work that I do, I am on a mission to help people discover and activate their purpose in life. I found over the years that so many of the conversations I've had, people talk about what they do and how they do it, but then I start asking other questions like, well, why do you do what you do? Are you passionate about what you do? Do you wake up every morning energized to hit the floor and get running and add value to your world? Are you living a life that's fulfilled and happy? And what kind of a legacy do you want to leave when you're gone? And when I ask those kinds of questions, unfortunately, I don't get a lot of really good answers. And so my goal is to work with both businesses and individuals to help them define and get real clarity on their purpose in life, and then equip them with the tools that they need to be successful at what they do and to live lives that are not just fulfilled and happy and successful for them, but lives that have significance and an impact that goes beyond them. And my hot visibility tip today is really pretty simple. We live in a digital world, and so we connect the vast majority of times, through things like email and text messages and that sort of stuff. And that tends to be very impersonal. And so the question I would ask is, how many of you recently have gotten a handwritten note from someone? And for those of you who have, how did it make you feel? I think if we just do the simple things in life, like taking the time to write a handwritten note to our customers, to let them know that we're thinking about them, that we appreciate them, and that we really care about them. If we do that, not only would the world be a better place, but we would always stay on top mind with the people that we serve. So thank you very much for having me here today. Great to be with you, Heather.
Thank you, Gary, and holding it down for the men. I appreciate you being here. We've got one more coming today. I will say that, my programs and community is largely women, close to 90%, and a lot of the programs are women-centric, but all are welcome. So if you all know of male speakers that would like to also join us, they are welcome to come to the parties and submit as well as speakers. So thank you, Gary. You've got your free foundations course here, link in the chat. So we're so happy to be connected with you now. And we really appreciate you coming out today.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. Okay, next up we have Laura Reborn.
Hi, Heather. So I'm really new to this and a new part of this group, and I'm so impressed and so excited. I just want more. I'm an artist in Little Rock, Arkansas. I focus on the figure in drawing and painting. And the reason I'm an artist is because I believe art is another form of communication, and it can be like a little portal to another world. It can show us someone else's perspective, which is so valuable these days, especially during divided times, to really understand other people's perspectives. It can prompt a memory or be something beautiful in your space that makes you feel good about where you are. And in the case of something like social justice art, which is one of my bodies of work, the art can make us feel seen and heard and understood, and can help us feel effective. So those are some of the reasons I spend a lot of time in my studio. In addition to my studio, I teach mixed media art workshops. And ever since my younger daughter graduated last year, I've been able to do more of those outside of my hometown of Little Rock. So I've been hitting the road and teaching more. And I love that. I want to increase that part of my business. And I also write a newsletter. And that should be in the chat if it's not already soon. And if it doesn't get there, I'll put it in after I finish. And so if anybody wants to subscribe to the newsletter, it has all kinds of tidbits, process shots, information about art residencies, exhibits, upcoming workshops, inspirational quotes, stuff like that. So my visibility tip, like I said, I'm new at this, but I do have a good one. I think that you all have heard this, but I have a spin on it. It is to tag people and businesses in your posts, and to do it not to get anything out of it, but to really support other people. And you can tie this to like a gratitude practice. So if there's something, try to notice something every single day that you're grateful for and post about it. And then my ask is, if anybody has any connections, I would like to add a gallery relationship. I'm in 2 galleries now, and I'd like to establish one more. So if anybody has any gallery recommendations for my artwork, I would be so grateful. That's it. Thank you, Heather.
Wonderful. So great to meet you on the virtual stage. The first time we've gotten to play together here. Laura, your art is beautiful. Yes, your info is there in the chat for anyone that wants to check it out and stay connected. And if you have a gallery connection, go ahead and connect with Laura and let her know about that. So thank you, Laura.
Thank you.
Okay, we have coming up next, Christina Jenkins. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, Heather. I, of course, had my 2 minutes very, very prepared, but my heart has been touched by what has happened in this meeting today. So incredibly heart-centered. And today I've been talking to a lot of people about revolution and what that looks like. And just a personal story, my son had been living in Ukraine up until about 8 weeks ago. And knowing that people that he loves and cares about who are there. In fact, he lived in the city of Kharkiv, right there near the Russian border that's been completely overtaken almost. Anyway, I'm so incredibly honored to be here with revolutionary people who are making a difference, because that is what I'm interested in, is making a difference here so that it moves out. And I do that through a process that I've developed about embodying your essence brand, uncovering that essence, the thing that is inside of you that shines out, and uncovering that so that you can then embody that. And that's how you show up and move through the world. And I had all these tips, but I'm looking at all these people and I'm like, these are my people. You guys know what it is. And thank you, Laura, for sharing your tip. That was actually the same as my tip, was to tag people. And it wasn't my original tip, but Dr. Tracy tagged me in something on Instagram. And you know what? I felt like $1 million, and I feel like I got a new friend because we tagged each other back and forth. So I thought, there's a good visibility tip right there, because not only did I get exposure and then she got exposure, but more importantly, I feel like I have a new friend. So Heather, cannot wait to be one of your clients. I turned 50 years old this year. I was born at the right time, because thank goodness in 1972, things happened in the United States of America that make what we're doing possible right now. Thanks.
Thank you so much for sharing your heart today. And I have told you, you are the prize winner for showing up the most and in the biggest way in our Visibility 30 challenge. You've been playing full out, and it's just been a joy to connect with you and get to see all of your beautiful light that you're bringing into the world. So thank you. Thank you for being here today. Wow. I got the tingles today. Wow. Such good energy in this room. Okay. We have next up the lovely Dr. Tracy McCarthy. Welcome, welcome. Another mastermind sister.
Thanks, Heather. It's so great to see you here. And thank you, Christina. Neat to see you face to face. And just wonderful to see you all and so many fellow mentorship sisters. So I am a holistic functional medicine physician and psychiatrist focused on helping people with depression, anxiety, and brain fog who feel just totally stuck with their chronic symptoms. And they often have a lot of other frustrating health symptoms too. And through my online program and through my medical practice, I help them uncover and resolve the overlooked biological causes of their symptoms so that they can really reclaim their health and happiness. And I'm the creator of the Natural Mood Solution online program. And I do all this because so many people are offered just medication or therapy when they're struggling, and both of those can be helpful, but neither of those will address chronic causes of inflammation that are behind their symptoms. And it's so frustrating to me that there's this knowledge base out there in the literature and people aren't told about this. And I'm just on a mission to teach people about the connections between what's going on in their body and with what they're eating and their lifestyle and toxin exposures, all those things, and what they can actually do about that to reverse those symptoms and to really reclaim their health and their lives. So that's what I'm passionate about. I just really love working with people who want to learn about the connections, and how their brains and bodies work. So for me, my visibility tip is really it's a very basic thing, but I didn't do it for a long time. So I bring it up to really be connecting with my list on just with providing good support and content, because I really wanted to be reminding them that I'm here, that I'm here to serve them and try to really just nurture the connection. I mean, for a long time, I was held back by all kinds of fears about how would I do that in the best way. And I think that for me too, and people have brought this up today, but I just have to remind myself when those old fears come up that like, I can't help anybody if I'm not getting visible.
Yes, I love that. I always say like the unexpected opportunities are what I expect for people when they're doing this visibility work. So beautiful example of just shining your light into the world. Dr. Tracy, so happy to have you here today and getting some good love here in the chat for you as well. So make sure you check that out. Okay, beautiful. Thank you. Love to Dr. Tracy. As we move, we're coming up on our last couple speakers today. So we're in the home stretch here. We've got the next speaker, Crea Lenson, who we go way back to high school, everybody.
So crazy thing is that Laura Reborn and I were in college together.
No way. Oh my gosh. It's all coming together.
I mean, in the same sorority, like closely. So,
wow.
Anyway, so my name's Crea. And so my journey to expertise began when I found myself in rehab at 19 with multiple addictions and just a hot mess of a teenager. So 32 years ago, I mean, that just began my natural gravitation towards empowering young people to avoid and recover from self-destructive and addictive issues. And this evolved into my current focus, which is really on training adults in the art of teen whispering, so they can develop mutually respectful, trustful relationships with the youth in their lives and serve as sources of support and guidance for them, just as they're navigating through an increasingly complicated, dangerous, and addictive world. So I'm currently pitching a book on becoming a teen whisperer to the big publishing houses. And I've gotten a lot of traction this past year in terms of speaking gigs and interviews and articles on a research model that I developed on addiction proofing our kids. So parents and educators and anybody playing a part in raising youth are my audience. So my hottest visibility tip is, something that I am really just settling into, which is really to bring your own humanity and vulnerability and authenticity to your online presence. So yeah, I really was dedicated to coming across, like when you plug into my videos, that you're hanging out with like a best girlfriend that's just fun and enjoyable, that just happens to know a lot of shit. And so, I encourage you to just share your personality and let your special sauce come through and be in conversation and relationship, with your audience. So my ask is that I would love some follows on my social media at Crea Counselor. And I'm actually going to be starting to blow it up in some new exciting ways next week. And I'm going to be offering a new gift every week on my website for the next 7 weeks, something new every week. So, and this is crealenzion.com. So an honor to be here. And I have huge thanks to Heather Burgett as well, who's been a big wind beneath my wings with all this.
Yes, Crea, another incredible client in our Shine Online Mastermind, who has just been rocking it this past year and really stepping into her role as a speaker, sharing her message out there in the world. So honored to have you here today. Lots of love to you. Thank you, Crea. Okay, we're coming in for the final bit here. We've got another speaker, and we're gonna have a little trivia. So stick around for just a couple more minutes here. This one is a very special one because we have a special announcement today. Welcome to Christopher Kai. Let's have you share whatever you want to share, and then we'll give our kind of fun little announcement as we wrap up here today. Oops, we got you on mute. Oops, for some reason, we're not getting the audio.
The joys of the virtual world.
There we go.
So first, let's type 1 in the comments because Heather is our #1 girl today. Gal, lady, woman, warrior. Type in 1 for the comments to show love for Heather. I want to first just say to all the women out there, I noticed that I know Gary maybe is the only guy here, but I hope you all know that you're all warriors as women. I was raised by a warrior. My mother passed away about 2 years ago. And so whenever I speak to women, specifically entrepreneurial women, I want you to recognize, own, and really remember that you're warriors. You have given birth, you raised us in your womb. So whenever you doubt, wonder if you have this miracle, just please, please, please honor yourselves as women, because every single time I speak, and I've been doing this for 20+ years, all around the world with presidents, heads of states, billionaires, millionaires, and people always ask me, who do you most admire? I always say my mother, because if not for her, I wouldn't be here, not just physically, but spiritually, emotionally, mentally. But as a warrior, you can't raise a warrior if you're not a warrior yourself. So I just want to honor all the women here, because it's something that I always remind you all who are women, because just the fact that you're an entrepreneur, it's already a big thing. But for you to be a woman, it's even bigger. So just please, please, please own the fact that you're all warriors. And I'm just letting you know how I feel about women because of the fact that a great woman raised me, and I'm forever grateful for her. So that being said, I'm going to share briefly what I do and my visibility tip. The reason why I'm actually emotional, because as many of you know who have had people pass that are close, there's certain trigger points. So this is a trigger point for me because whenever I see women and mothers, I'm like, whoa, I think of my mother. So I honor her, I honor you, and I honor all of you as warriors. So I have been speaking for the last 22 years. I used to work for American Express on Wall Street. I've written 6 books. I wrote a book about networking with billionaires and executives. And so the 2 main things I do is this. I get hired by corporations to give speeches on a global scale. And I have online programs where I teach them 2 things. One is, how do you find a network of experts that you can learn from? And how do you find a network of clients that you can earn from? And one of the programs I created is called GPS, which you see on my left-hand side. It's about how do you turn your story into a successful speaking and coaching business. We have clients in 120 cities, 30 countries, 6 continents. My visibility tip is very simple. It's about, if you want to be more seen, heard, tasted, felt, or whatever you feel in your heart to share, you have to share your story. Specifically, 3 types of stories. The first story is personal, and I'll always lead by example. The more vulnerable you get, the more powerful you'll be. You share the low points and the high points. I was teased, punished, and bullied as a kid. Now I get paid to speak for a living. Professional, I can't imagine I'm speaking for a living on a global stage. And lastly, client story, which is the most important thing, that if you want to start raising your rates as a coach, a consultant, a business owner, you have to share your client stories. I've helped my corporate and online clients generate over $200,000. I've helped one client make $100,000 from one actual event. So when you share the client stories, it'll raise your visibility and it'll raise your price points and your exposure and your ability to inspire people with your story. Heather, thank you so much. All of you, I again honor you for what you are and who you are. And the one ask I have of all of you is, all of you are international speakers. So put that in your bio, your profile, wherever you have. If you're on this call, if you're speaking, own the fact that you're all international speakers. And when you say that, you immediately bump up your rates, your exposure, and visibility. So it's simple, but I see way too many people that say they're coaches, but if you're an international speaker, you're already perceived as a global expert. So hopefully that helps you all.
And that was how we met at the Crown Castle in Northern Ireland, when I, for the first time, became an international speaker, right? So that was kind of how Christopher and I met, and we hadn't been in touch in a little while, but he saw that I was doing these visibility parties, reached out, we connected, we said, hey, we should be doing an event together. So Christopher, do you want to have the honors of announcing what we've decided to do?
Yeah, and again, type in the comments, one, to just honor Heather, because if not for her, we wouldn't have this platform to share our stories and really to build our visibility in our hearts and our minds and for the world. So the event is really about how can you break through in your business by raising visibility in yourself. As you all know, Heather is an expert in visibility as a PR person. I have been speaking for 22 years. Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Richard Branson, it doesn't really, like the stages I've been on are kind of insane. I'm very grateful for that. So we're going to have this event where you're all welcome to come. I also have a 10 tips on how to build credibility as good as cash. So type cash in the comments if you want to have this quick video lesson on how do you build credibility. But Heather and I are going to have this one-day event where we'd love for you to come join us, where we combine Heather's experience as a PR and visibility expert, my experience as a guy that networks billionaires and executives, and as a Fortune 100 global speaker. How do we go about building our brand so much so that the event that Heather mentioned, it was a client that hired me to speak at a crime castle in Ireland. She's from Idaho, and Shelley grew up on a farm. So how did we, Heather and I, help her go from a local brand to a global brand, where she's actually the one that I helped her make 100 grand from just 2 events. And I ended up introducing her to the former governor of Idaho. So it doesn't get more visible when you can connect her with the top person in Idaho. So Heather and I are excited to share, serve, and empower you all. I'm building your visibility from this one-day event, and I'm sure Heather will share that link with you. But again, Heather, thank you so much for really providing this platform. All of you, I really honor all of you, especially for those of you who are mothers, because you really are the warriors that create life. So thank you for that. Thank you for Heather, and thank you, Sid, for really sharing your vulnerability. I often like looking at all the people in the audiences, whether on stage or off, and if you look at someone like Sid, remember, that's the goal and hope for every speaker, by the way, every coach, every business owner. If you can't emotionally connect with someone, then you're not really doing your job. And if you're not doing that, then why are we really here?
Thank you, Christopher. Powerful speaking and messages as always. And I just want to thank you for, connecting and reaching out and asking me to be part of your event. So you guys, this is going to be it's a hybrid event. It's going to be my first co-hosted event with someone else. I've spoken on stages, but never actually co-hosted an in-person event. So I'm very honored that Christopher invited me to do this with him. It's going to be on April 9th in Santa Monica. There will be hybrid abilities to come in via Zoom, or if you're here or want to fly in, we would love for you to join us. So we're going to get that link for you in the chat here in a second. And in the meantime, Christopher, do you have another second? We're going to do some quick trivia.
Sounds good.
Okay, well, I'm going to go to gallery so I can see all of your beautiful faces. Okay, and I think, let's see, just make sure that we have the link in here, and let's pop that in. Okay. Oh, and I think, Christopher, we also wanted to share that for anyone who joins us, the first, I think, was at 5, we're going to do something special. We're going to do a special coaching session with those first 5.
And I have to give a shout out to Sarah Blake. Sarah, we met at the castle as well. She's awesome. Yeah. She's one of my clients. But it's great to see all these amazing, beautiful faces. Like I said, your energy just, I feel really warmed. Again, I was like, as soon as I saw all the women and mothers, I get a little choked up, only because every time there's certain holidays coming up, like birthdays of my mom, I get a bit more aware of what life is about. So thank you, Heather, again, and thank you all for your energy and spirit.
Oh my gosh. Thank you, Christopher. Yeah, it's been such a beautiful day of heartfelt connection, good messages and vibes with everyone. So we like to end on a little fun. We have some trivia, and I'm just going to ask 3 questions. So whoever gets the answer right wins for each one. So we're going to see who is paying attention to our speakers today. So who here has a book called Coming Back to Life? One of our speakers today has a book called Coming Back to Life. And it looks like Crea got it. Rebeccah, yes, well done. Congratulations. Okay, next question. Who generated $30 million in revenue with a legal staffing company as a single mom? I see. Yep, coming through. Crea, is that you again? We've got Crea saying Nora Pleasant. Yes, awesome. Well done. And who today suggested getting into your emotions while writing your copy? Oh, I see it. Laura Reborn got it for Ashley. Awesome. So you all have won my Visibility Accelerator. Go ahead and email support@prstars.net to claim your prize. And I'm just so happy that we were all able to be together on this very special day. I want to thank you for coming out. The replays will be up on, this is from the live stream on Facebook and YouTube. So we'll make sure we give everyone the links if you want to share this or rewatch it. And we look forward to seeing you in the challenge and in our next visibility party. And I wish all of you a very beautiful day. Let's all make some noise as we leave the room. Thank you, everyone. Feel free to take your seats.
Everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Heather. You're amazing. Thank you.
Awesome.